From ABC-7, this is Eyewitness News.
Right now on Eyewitness News at 5 this morning, we are following breaking news in downtown L.A. A death investigation is underway on Skid Row.
Plus, the fight on e-cigarettes continues. Why one national group is asking L.A. County to reconsider its ban on flavored tobacco products.
And getting ready for the playoffs. We're live at Dodger Stadium as the team begins its march to the World Series, we hope, today. Good morning to you. 5 o'clock. I'm Philip Palmer along with Leslie Sykes. Brandy Hitt is here, and so is Brianna Ruffalo. In for Leslie Lopez this morning, taking a look at a forecast that's going to be perfect for that first pitch this afternoon.
Yeah, really nice. Temperatures cooling off today just in time for it. So if you thought yesterday was a little too warm for you, today will be just a little bit cooler. That game starting off in the mid-70s, so just beautiful. But our high temperatures this afternoon reaching right around 80 degrees for downtown L.A. and for Orange County will be around 81. Inland Empire and Valleys low to mid 80s. So cooler than yesterday, still a little warm, but not bad out there at all. It's going to be another beautiful afternoon for today and tomorrow. Beaches one more day in the low 70s before things start to warm up there, and in the mountains getting just a little warmer, but still cool with a high of 65. Temperature still pretty chilly this morning in some spots in the mountains. Let's look at traffic now on this Thursday morning with Scott Reif. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning. You know, it's been a pretty good drive overall. No major ABC-7 traffic alerts, but we go into Riverside with a map and we show you a problem you need to pay attention to. If you travel to 215, now it looks like already delays on this accident. 215 northbound at Blaine, a couple cars collided and the center lane is blocked. So if you're going to hop on that stretch of freeway, north 215 towards Blaine here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, they'll be wrapping that up, an investigation into that, possibly injuries, and you are going to see a slowdown. So plan on that. Leslie?
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Following breaking news this morning near Skid Row, a death investigation underway there following reports of a shooting near San Pedro and Crocker. This happened around 3 o'clock this morning, and video shows a covered body in the street. We have reached out to police to get more information, and we're waiting to hear back. Meanwhile, we'll continue to follow this story throughout the morning. A major police raid overnight in the San Fernando Valley. More than a dozen people were initially taken into custody, but only one person was arrested tied to an illegal gambling business in Pacoima. Air 7 HD caught the moment authorities broke in the door. An officer actually fell over trying to use that battering ram there. But this happened off Van Nuys Boulevard. We don't know exactly what the business was outside of the illegal gambling operation that they were making the arrest on, but there are certainly an ongoing investigation going there.
A mother is in custody this morning, expected to face murder charges now in connection with the death of her daughter, who was left alone for hours inside a hot car. Lacey Mazzarella, the mother of little June Lovagosto here, was arrested last night. And investigators say that she parked her car over on West Carson on September 23rd, left the heater on in the vehicle, covered the little girl with a blanket, and then stepped away and started drinking. She later found June extremely hot and unconscious. The girl's paternal grandmother says June's father had been trying to get full custody of his daughter.
Placido Domingo has stepped down from his post of general director of the LA Opera. He is facing multiple allegations of sexual harassment. In a statement, the 78-year-old opera legend says those allegations, quote, have created an atmosphere in which my ability to serve this company that I so love has been compromised, end quote. Domingo also says he will continue to work to clear his name, but has decided it is in the best interest of the company that he resign.
And happening today, a Unions for All Summit at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel in downtown LA. Several of the top Democratic presidential candidates are expected to be there to talk about labor issues here in LA. We have a live look at LAX right now. Seems calm, activity normal, but yesterday hundreds of airport workers descended on the airport to demand the right to unionize. The march began at Century and Aviation and then went all the way to Terminal 1. The demonstrators pushing elected officials to support unionization at airlines and rideshare companies. It's time. The baseball season is long, and people patiently wait for this as the Dodgers begin another trip, hopefully, to the World Series today.
Eyewitness News reporter Alex Cheney live at Dodger Stadium with the exciting details. Alex, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Philip and Leslie. You know, game one between the Dodgers and the National League Divisional Series begins tonight. And also we now have Ryan Evans, the executive chef for the Dodgers, kind of talking about some of the cuisine that the guests can enjoy tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So, you know, LA's getting hot with this LA hot sandwich. So we got this hot chicken sandwich over here. It's really, really good. Some spicy pickles on there, some aioli, hand-breaded, hand-marinated, it's fantastic. This right here is our kielbasa. So it's just a smoked kielbasa with a blueberry barbecue sauce, a little kale apple salad on top of there. This right here in front, this is our ultimate barbecue feast. It's
amazing.
It's got a little kielbasa, a little smoked brisket, smoked wings, corn. Can't go wrong.
And then we have some tacos and a little ceviche here, right?
Yeah, so these are kind of like, these are vegan tacos. This is a vegetarian option or pescatarian, I guess you could say. But yeah, shrimp ceviche. And these are actually jackfruit tacos.
Jackfruit tacos.
They're amazing.
Looks amazing. We also caught up with some fans before the game to tell us about what they're excited for going into tonight's playoff game.
I think people are pretty optimistic. Again, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of the LA Dodgers hat around, so I think people are feeling good about it.
I think they're a little nervous. Only because, like, the last 2 years, they didn't really get to close it out. They looked really great the last 2 seasons. But hopefully, I think they think third time's a charm.
Now, if you just want to have the classic ballpark fare, Dodger dogs, of course, will still be served tonight. And Ryan, you gave me an incredible figure of how many Dodger dogs you make per game, right?
Yeah, we make about 16,000 per game, and they go.
16, and then on a dollar dog night, you make about 60,000.
Yep, that's right.
Thousands of hot dogs. It's going to be a great game tonight between the Dodgers and the Nationals. Starts tonight at about 5:30. Reporting from Dodger Stadium, Alex Cheney, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, something for everybody. Jackfruit?
I'm a little surprised it's only 16,000.
Yeah. All right, Alex, thanks very much for that. We're going to check back in with you in the next hour. Meanwhile, happening today, a national group opposed to LA County's ban on flavored tobacco products is set to hold a news conference asking the county to reconsider. The National E-Liquid Association plans to urge board members to reconsider the ban. Last week, the Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to ban flavored tobacco products, including menthol, in LA County. The NEA says government should educate teens on e-cigarette dangers, not take away the right for smokers using them to quit. The group is gathering outside OX Vapor this afternoon in Walnut.
We've been keeping an eye on rising gas prices all week. In LA, the average cost of a gallon of regular gasoline is up 3 cents again overnight, so it stands at $4.24 on average, according to AAA. Orange County and Ventura drivers are paying about $4.20, while Riverside remains the cheapest in the area at $4.15. That's all higher than the national average, of course. Experts blame the problems at California refineries in addition to ongoing tension in the Middle East. And we may soon see some Amazon grocery stores in LA and Orange County areas. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company signed more than a dozen leases in neighborhoods like Woodland Hills, Studio City, Irvine. The paper reports the new grocery spaces are not intended to compete with Amazon's upscale Whole Foods market chain. Some stores could open by the end of the year.
Good Thursday morning. Temperatures this afternoon will be just a little cooler, but this morning is a little bit warmer. So temperatures are not too bad out there, but still a little cool as you start your day. So a light sweater or jacket as you head out. In the 8 o'clock hour for the valleys will be mostly in the upper 50s. And then by lunchtime, feeling beautiful, 77 degrees. Nice day to be outdoors at lunch. And then later this afternoon is going to be feeling pretty nice too. We'll just be in the low 80s for most spots in the valley, reaching highs around about 81 to 82 for some spots. And for the beaches, we have one more day in the low 70s, 73 degrees there, mild temperatures. Deserts, a little warm there, but nice in the low 80s. We'll see winds pick up in some of the spots like Lancaster in the high desert. We could see gusts up to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Again, that goes for the mountains too, but temperatures there a little more mild today at 65 degrees. The bigger warm up will be this weekend. Philip, Leslie, back to you guys.
Okay, thanks much. Still ahead. Paratroopers in peril. We'll tell you what happened after a military exercise went wrong.
Plus, LA County officials have confirmed the first West Nile death locally. We'll tell you where that happened.
Do you miss a foldable phone? That one's kind of cool. We'll show you the latest smartphone from Microsoft that's a throwback to the older design.
LA County health officials have confirmed the first death from West Nile virus in the county this year. Officials say someone from the South Bay was hospitalized and died from the mosquito-borne disease. There have been 9 human cases of West Nile in the county this year, but this is the first death.
We now know the name of the man found dead in Santa Cruz this week. He's been identified as a Bay Area tech executive, Tushar Atre. Investigators say he was kidnapped from his home Tuesday during an apparent robbery. Atre was last seen being forced into his BMW. The car and his body were found miles away in the Santa Cruz mountains. Atre was the owner of a web design company, AtreNet. No word yet on any suspects.
Army officials say 12 paratroopers are hospitalized this morning after a military training exercise in Mississippi went wrong. This happened at Camp Shelby in Hattiesburg overnight. Leaders say that 650 soldiers in total were conducting these night jumps. The aircraft did land safely, but 87 of those soldiers ended up getting caught in trees. Army officials say that there are no life-threatening injuries. Authorities are also now trying to determine exactly what happened leading up to that incident.
Investigators will be keeping an eye on stocks today, investors today, after numbers have been dropping this week. The manufacturing index fell last month to its lowest level since June of 2009 and worse than what economists had expected. Services and employment reports are due today and tomorrow, which should confirm or quash recession worries. Experts say the decline could be tied to the global trade wars and the General Motors strike.
And more bad news for Bed Bath & Beyond. The company has increased the number of stores it plans to close. 40 of the closings will involve actual Bed Bath & Beyond locations. The other 20 will involve its other stores like Bye Bye Baby and World Market. And the closings are expected to happen after the holiday shopping season in early 2020. Are you looking for a job? Uber will soon be launching a new app that can help.
Time for today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Uber is set to release a new app that will help you find a job.
Uber Works reportedly debuts Friday in Chicago. It will match shift workers with businesses looking to fill temporary slots. The app tracks pay information as well as the number of hours worked. Microsoft had a surprise up its sleeve, unveiling a new folding phone at its annual hardware event.
The Surface Duo runs on Android. The side-by-side displays can run 2 different apps at the same time. Among other features, it will launch late next year. Unclear what the price will be. And our cell phone typing speeds have almost caught up with how fast we type on regular keyboards.
A new study says thanks to features like autocorrect and using the 2-thumb method, we are typing 70% as fast on mobile devices as we do on full-blown keyboards.
She's a fast one right here.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
I'm still going to be faster on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Just more room.
Yeah.
More room to move. Brianna Ruffalo's in for Leslie Lopez this morning, and it's going to warm up.
Yeah, temperature is still pretty nice today and tomorrow, and then this weekend going to be much warmer. And this morning, we're still dealing with some cool temperatures. 60 in Los Angeles, 55 in Van Nuys, mid-40s there for the high desert, chilly in Lancaster and Palmdale as you head out the door. And also seeing some cool temperatures there in Anaheim at 52 degrees, so some low 50s. But altogether, this morning's a little bit warmer than yesterday, but still cool. 49 there in Woodland Hills. And then this afternoon is just going to be beautiful. By the weekend, though, we're going to have high pressure building in, and that's going to be bringing a warm up. But most of California right now staying dry, seeing some clouds move over Northern California. And then temperatures today just going to be really nice. We will see winds pick up again later this afternoon, mostly in the high desert and the mountain areas. This is by about 3 o'clock. And then we start to see them get a little bit higher by about 7 o'clock. And then even through the night, getting stronger too in some areas. And most of this near Lancaster and the mountain spots as well. So temperatures though today going to be really nice, just a few degrees cooler than yesterday. So if yesterday was a little too warm for you, hopefully today will be a little bit more comfortable. 85 in San Bernardino and 80 in Irvine. We're seeing a lot of low 80s out there today, but a little bit warmer for Covina at 86 this afternoon. 82 in Glendale and 80 in Los Angeles. Upper 70s though for Inglewood. 82 is the high in Fillmore and 79 in Thousand Oaks and Oxnard this afternoon. If you're headed to the Dodger game tonight, it is going to be starting off beautiful, mild temperatures at first pitch at about 74 degrees, feeling just perfect out, very comfortable. And then by ninth inning, cooling down to the mid-60s, so might just be feeling a little cool out there, still fairly mild. Might want to just bring a sweater with you just in case, but should be a really nice night out there tonight. Los Angeles and Orange County, 80 degrees is the high today and tomorrow, and then we warm up into the weekend to the mid-80s. Valleys and Inland Empire, a little warmer there. Low 80s, beautiful today, tomorrow, and then we're back to the 90s by the weekend. We stay there at the beginning of next week. Beaches, one more day in the low 70s with a high of 73, 75 by tomorrow, and then upper 70s by the weekend. We reach 80 on Monday. In the mountains, still fairly cool today and tomorrow in the 60s, overnight temperatures in the 30s. And then by Saturday and Sunday, looking really nice in the low 70s. And then those overnight lows are back to the 40s. So still going to be cold overnight, but not as bad. And in the high desert, low 80s today, a little windy in some spots. Upper 30s overnight, still chilly nights and mornings. And then we warm up into the weekend to the upper 80s. And then we reach 90 by next Monday. So it's looking like it's going to be a warm one. Let's go look at traffic now with Scott Rife. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. We're right over Dodger Stadium. Go Blue, and we're looking at the 110 and the 101. This is the four-level interchange. So basically, the drive away from your screen is the 110 southbound, right through the heart of downtown. That's the 101 freeway that crosses over the 110 right there at the interchange, and that's what we call the four-level interchange. But look at the drive, and it's a good one. Look at how pretty it is downtown Los Angeles. You can see all the way to LAX off to the right and the bottom of the top of your screen, and it is a very pretty day, and traffic-wise, not bad. Now, we'll go to a map. On 91 freeway eastbound at the 5, that Buena Park, Fullerton area crash off to the right, no big deal. There's not much of a volume on the 91 eastbound. You're not going to have a slowdown there. And our Caltrans monitor, we came out of Van Nuys, got to look at the 405, the Ventura, the 101. They all look good, and you can see the 101 at Lancashire. Volume is light. It's up to speed and moving great there in both directions. Philip?
Okay, Scott, thank you. We have breaking news. We want to get this to you. This is from Paris, and a police officer has been killed in a knife attack. That's a live look at the scene, and here's the thing. This deadly stabbing happened inside the city's police headquarters. It's not immediately clear how far inside the building the assailant got before he was shot by police. It happened at about 1 o'clock their time, and this headquarters is right across the street from the Notre Dame Cathedral. BBC is reporting that at least 2 other people were hurt in the attack and that the suspect is also dead. But again, it is breaking news with a police officer having been killed in a knife attack inside the city's police headquarters.
Still ahead, the warning for dozens of Newport Beach homeowners who live near the beach.
And what a sight in the sky. We'll tell you why the Royal Air Force Red Arrows are in town.
But first, we want to wish a very happy birthday to Helen Green, Michael Trang, and Larry Dunlap.
And also happy birthday to Jesus Villa, Kingston Shambulia. You share a birthday with actress Lena Headey.
If you have a birthday wish you'd like to send us information right there on your screen, and make sure to send them in at least a week in advance.
I hope you had a chance to stop what you were doing yesterday and look up. That way you could see the red arrows yesterday from the Royal Air Force. They were definitely visible right over the Hollywood sign, and they're gearing up for the Great Pacific Air Show this weekend. The Royal Air Force Red Arrows put on let's call it a mini show in the skies over the Southland yesterday. This video was from Air 7 HD. They were buzzing the port and the Queen Mary. Also flew over several other local landmarks. The Red Arrows arrived in Southern California from San Francisco. And if you'd like to see more, you can check out the Pacific Air Show yourself tomorrow through Sunday in Huntington Beach at Huntington Street and PCH. Meantime, ABC-7 has your front row seat to all the action. Watch our special presentation, the Great Pacific Air Show, Saturday at 9 p.m. on ABC-7. We will also announce this morning's word of the day at 6:45, so you can enter to win tickets to see the show.
Meantime, a new warning from the California Coastal Commission to dozens of Newport Beach homeowners. Get off your lawns. That's for the homeowners who've illegally extended their yards as much as 80 feet onto the public beach. Eyewitness News reporter Jessica DeNova has reaction from those homeowners.
Some homeowners on Balboa Peninsula getting fined because their beachfront yards extend onto public land.
Coastal's making us pull it. If we don't pull it, it's like $20,000 a month penalties.
John Bonner manages properties on East Oceanfront Boulevard in Newport Beach.
My owners both have got letters.
The enforcement supervisor with the California Coastal Commission says by mid-October, about 65 homeowners here will have letters lining out their penalties. This after the commission denied the city of Newport Beach's request in July to let these yards encroach 15 feet onto the public beach.
The city let them all do it it's been going on I've been here 20 years, and it's I think this one out here has been out here for 40 or 50 years, has had the encroachment.
In a statement, the Newport Beach Director of Community Development expresses disappointment and writes, "We do respect the decision and are facilitating a quick resolution for the residences affected." In a report supporting its denial, the Commission writes about the negative impact this landscaping has on the coastal dune ecosystem, one of the most sensitive and declining habitat types on the coast of California, and adds, "The burdens of restricted coastal access, which are disproportionately borne by low-income and minority communities, will worsen as public beaches narrow over time due to sea level rise and less beach area is available for public recreation."
Nobody uses that part of the beach anyway. People want to use the beach closer to the coast.
I absolutely love it. I think more people hang out by the water, so I like the privacy that I have here.
You know, if you're trying to take up some of the space in front of your house and use it as your own space, yeah, I'm not too keen on that, I guess.
Property owners here have until November 8th to respond to the penalty assessment letters from the Commission. And after that point, the Commission decides whether to settle or move forward with enforcement action. Reporting in Newport Beach, Jessica De Nova, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, how Metro is making it easier to see the playoffs tonight at Dodger Stadium.
And a health scare for presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. We'll explain how it's impacting events in the LA area this week.
Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News.
Now at 5:30, could it help the victims and their families, many of them from Southern California? What we're learning about a possible settlement today, more than 2 years after the deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas.
Taking steps to try to solve the homeless crisis. We'll tell you what local officials just did to try to get some people off the streets.
And the Dodgers start their playoff run tonight, how Metro is hoping to help fans going to the game. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, October 3rd, 5:30 in the morning. I'm Leslie Sykes, along with Philip Palmer, Brandy Hitt, and Brianna Ruffalo. We're looking forward to this game. Hopefully great weather for it.
Yeah, temperature is going to be starting off really nice in the mid-70s and then just cooling off to the mid-60s. So it's going to be really comfortable out there at first, make it a little cool out there after, but overall just a beautiful night ahead of us. And this afternoon is going to be really nice, too. We're cooling off a few degrees compared to yesterday. And this morning is just a little bit warmer than yesterday, too, but still off to a cool start. We set a record low in Lancaster yesterday morning, just below freezing, or I'm sorry, just above freezing at 34. So temperatures pretty chilly there. Today, this afternoon, we're going to be in the low 80s. So feeling really nice out there. Beaches in the low 70s this afternoon. And in the high desert, we'll be reaching a high temperature in the low 80s. A little windy in some spots again today. A bigger warm up is ahead, though, this weekend. So we can expect our Saturday and Sunday to be much warmer. Let's take a look at traffic now with Scott Rice. Good morning, Scott.
Brianna, good morning. Here we got a pretty big problem in East LA. Pay attention if you travel the 101 North towards the downtown slot. Now, temporarily, they're shutting down all lanes of the freeway moments ago. And boy, don't you love to see the hustle by the CHP? They're actually running to get to their cars so they can open up all lanes. That is great. Moments ago, they took a motorcycle and they put it on a tow truck. The ambulance left. There were injuries. They appeared to be minor. But what we're looking at is the 101 northbound, basically right at 6th Street now. The accident was at 4th Street. And what happens is it backs things up not only on the 101 North, but it really affects the 5 northbound off to the left side of your screen and the 60 westbound into downtown. So beware. The West 65 North onto the 101 North, pretty heavy, but all lanes just now have been reopened. It should start to get better. Let's go to the map, 105 East at the 710. We got a stall in the right lane. Not a big deal. The East 105 has light volume. It should wrap up and be okay in no time. Leslie, Phillip.
All right, Scott, thank you. Today, we're expecting to learn about a major settlement 2 years after the deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas.
Many of the victims were from here in Southern California. Eyewitness News reporter John Gregory is live with the details. John?
And Philip, the numbers being talked about with this settlement are pretty staggering, up to $800 million. That's one reported number, really amazing. This, of course, coming just 2 days after the anniversary of the mass shooting in Vegas, the 2-year anniversary. There were a number of candlelight vigils and memorials held earlier this week to remember the victims. Some of those memorials taking place in Vegas, some here in Southern California. Many of the victims came from Southern California. 58 people were killed. Hundreds more were injured when that gunman opened opened fire from the Mandalay Bay, a hotel room there. Now, that hotel is owned by the MGM, and MGM is in settlement talks with the victims. And again, the numbers being discussed are staggering, hundreds of millions of dollars, up to $800 million. So far, MGM has declined to comment on those talks, but we could learn more later today. A settlement could be reached later today. We're live in downtown Los Angeles. John Gregory, ABC7 Eyewitness News. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, John, thank you. Racing resumes today at Santa Anita Park in Arcadia as questions continue to surround the safety of the track and the horses. A horse was euthanized last weekend, the 32nd horse to die at Santa Anita since late December. It comes after tightened rules and regulations were enacted to protect the health of the animals. The Stronach Group, which owns Santa Anita, said it opened an immediate review into what factors could have contributed to the most recent death.
Senator Bernie Sanders has canceled his campaign events, including 2 local stops after undergoing a heart procedure. The presidential candidate was taken to a Las Vegas hospital after experiencing chest discomfort on Tuesday. Sanders' campaign says 2 stents were successfully inserted due to a blocked artery, and he is recovering there in good spirits. The 78-year-old was supposed to be in Riverside today and East LA tomorrow.
Now, as we continue to cover the homeless crisis for you, Los Angeles officials are now trying to make it easier for some people living on the streets by avoiding nearly 2 million minor citations and warrants that are out. The city attorney, the county district attorney, and the LAPD are all teaming up together to dismiss fines for nonviolent, low-level offenses that happened at least 5 years ago. They say it's going to help unclog the court system here and free up officers to focus on catching dangerous criminals. Meantime, Santa Ana officials are also stepping up their homeless outreach enforcement and services as well. That's according to the Orange County Register, which reports the city is creating a second team to address the issues and expand the hours to include nights and weekends for those people. All Santa Ana staff members are also being asked to report homelessness. Later on this month, neighbors will be able to do the same via the My Santa Ana app. And we want to hear how homelessness is impacting you and your community. You can join the conversation by following our ABC7 Facebook group called Solutions for SoCal Homelessness.
This is the time of year when even non-fans start to pay attention.
Right.
The National League Divisional Series starts tonight.
And the Dodgers have home field advantage and will host the Washington Nationals. And we have a live look at Dodger Stadium. First pitch tonight, set for just after 5:30. Meantime, Metro is making it easier to get to Chavez Ravine during the playoffs. On game days, Metro will offer free bus rides to Dodger Stadium from Union Station and Harbor Gateway Transit Center. Service from Union Station starts 90 minutes before the games, and service from Harbor Gateway begins 2 hours before first pitch. We will have another live report from Dodger Stadium ahead at 6.
Good Thursday morning. Temperatures still chilly in some spots right now. 45 degrees in Palmdale. Lancaster broke a record low yesterday. It is actually 32 degrees, so they reached freezing. The record low before that was 34. So it's been pretty chilly. This morning's just a little warmer, but make sure you grab that sweater with you as you head out the door because we are still seeing some cool temperatures out there. This afternoon is going to be beautiful, though. 80 degrees in downtown LA. We're going to see some low 80s out there. Just a few degrees cooler than we were yesterday. Most valley spots at 82. And Inland Empire at 84. Beaches, one more day in the low 70s before it starts to get warmer along the coast through the weekend and the beginning of next week. And the mountains, a little more mild, but still pretty cool up there in the mid 60s. Windy in some spots. That goes for the high desert, too. But temperatures there pretty nice today, a high of just 83 degrees. Again, the bigger warm up is going to be just in time for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Leslie, Phillip, back to you guys.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Coming up, see which parent is expected to be sentenced today in the college admission scandal.
And did you see this? A crazy pursuit as a man led authorities on a chase in one of their patrol cars.
Plus, mission accomplished. The new video of 3 astronauts returning to Earth this morning from the International Space Station.
New this morning, NASA officials confirmed the safe landing of 3 astronauts back on Earth after leaving the International Space Station last night. The agency posted this video of the landing in Kazakhstan just over an hour ago. One NASA astronaut is part of the crew. The other 2 are from the Russian Space Agency and the United Arab Emirates.
Meantime, nearly 11 million names are headed to Mars. NASA's Send Your Name to Mars campaign has ended, and 10,931,238 people signed up. Those names will be stenciled onto a tiny silicone chip by engineers at NASA's JPL laboratory in Pasadena. The names will then be affixed to the Mars 2020 rover. There is still one last name needed for the mission, the rover itself. NASA's currently running a contest for students to name the rover. That entry period ends November 1st. The rover is set to launch next July.
So now when we're invaded by aliens, they have a list of people they want to grab.
And that's good. Still ahead, some of the victims' families are speaking out this morning after the indictment of wealthy political donor Ed Buck.
And another parent is in court this morning for the massive college admissions scandal. We'll tell you what lies ahead.
Plus, it was a stop this officer wasn't expecting. We'll tell you what happened and why some are calling him a hero.
Guys, I have not seen a pursuit like this maybe ever. This is a wild one with a stolen CHP cruiser.
Do you ever think they were confused as to who they were following? A 29-year-old man is in custody this morning, accused of leading officers in pursuit of their own patrol car. Investigators say Juan Galvez was originally wanted for assault on a sheriff's deputy. The patrol car was unlocked, and he got in it and took off. The chase happened yesterday afternoon north of Lancaster. Galvez eventually crashed the car after running into a ditch. Authorities are now reviewing how all of this could have happened.
Now, we are hearing from some of the victims' families this morning after the indictment of wealthy political donor Ed Buck. The decision came from a federal grand jury for two overdose deaths in Buck's West Hollywood apartment. He is also charged with providing methamphetamine to three other men, one of whom survived two overdoses. This morning, we are hearing from the sisters of Timothy Dean, who was found dead in Buck's living room back in January.
I wish Tim was here. And every time that I go back to Los Angeles, I feel an emptiness. But what I have found out is that even though he's not there, he's there in spirit.
Buck also faces state charges of running a drug den at the apartment. He is being held in federal custody without bond.
5:47 now, and the State Department's former special envoy to Ukraine is now scheduled to testify in private before three House committees today. Congressional investigators want to question Kurt Volker about what role he may have played amid allegations that President Trump pressed Ukrainian officials for damaging information about Joe Biden and his son. The president dismissed the impeachment inquiry as a hoax, but Democrats are promising a new broad subpoena for documents and witnesses. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is also on Good Morning America this morning for an exclusive new interview.
The facts are there, and we are proceeding to get further evidence as we go forward. And it doesn't hinge on whether Mitch McConnell has the guts to really do what the Constitution requires or what the impact is in the election.
You can catch more of that interview with Speaker Pelosi ahead on Good Morning America right here at 7 a.m.
Happening today, the former chairman of a global law firm is expected to be sentenced for his role in the college admissions scandal. 53-year-old Gordon Kaplan pleaded guilty back in May to a single count of fraud and conspiracy. He's accused of paying a college admissions consultant $75,000 to rig his daughter's ACT exam. Prosecutors are recommending 8 months in prison and a $40,000 fine. Kaplan's lawyers say he deserves no more than 14 days in prison, a fine, and community service.
This college admissions scandal is now getting the sexy Halloween treatment. The online retailer Yandy listed the costume referencing the ongoing bribery scandal. If you look closely, look at the costume. It includes a prison orange crop top with the inmate and the words Mom of the Year crossed out. Also has Yandy University printed along the pants. The outfit costs you about $70. If that one doesn't suit you, maybe you could dress up as a rower or like a tennis player or a soccer player.
True. Yeah.
Carry some books, which is, you know, you could carry some books, which would be kind of off the topic, but.
That's all bad. That's all bad.
Is that wrong?
You are wrong and funny. Brianna Ruffalo. Hey, Brianna.
Good morning. Yeah, too soon? I don't know. Maybe.
So, probably.
Yeah, all right. Temperatures pretty cool this morning. Not as bad as yesterday. 60 degrees in downtown LA. Mostly clear skies. A little bit of fog possible along the coast near Long Beach and Orange County, but a lot of sunshine today and some cooler temperatures, so it should be pretty comfortable and nice out there this afternoon. But we're still seeing it a little chilly, especially in the high desert. Lancaster broke their record low yesterday and reached freezing at 32 degrees. Their record low before that was 34. Right now we're in the mid-40s there, so still pretty cool. 54 in Oxnard and 59 in Ontario. So temperatures this morning looking a little more comfortable than yesterday. 60 degrees there in Hawthorne. This afternoon is going to be feeling just beautiful. That trough of low pressure moving out to the east. By this weekend, we'll have high pressure build in, and that's going to bring a warm up. But today we're dealing with an onshore flow. Temperature is going to be just a few degrees cooler. If you are heading to that Dodger game tonight, beautiful night ahead. Temperature is going to be in the mid-70s to low 70s at the first pitch at 5:37, about 74 degrees, feeling so nice out. And then by ninth inning, right around 65. So getting a little cool later on. May just want to bring a sweater with you, but for the most part, should be feeling really nice out there. Temperatures for Los Angeles, Orange County, 80 degrees today and tomorrow. And then there's that warm up for the weekend to the mid-80s, getting just a little warmer by next Monday to 88 degrees. That goes through valleys and Inland Empire too. Low 80s today. We reach the 90s by this weekend, low 90s, so a little warmer, and then even warmer by next Monday at 93 degrees. For the beaches, we have another day in the low 70s today, 73, and then we're in the mid to upper 70s through the weekend. Beautiful weekend for the beaches. Saturday and Sunday, about 78 degrees. And then by next Monday, we even get a little bit warmer and reach 80 for Monday and Tuesday. So beautiful week ahead for the beaches. Today will be the coolest day over the next 7. In the mountains, still somewhat cool in the afternoons, but temperatures getting a little warmer there. Mid-60s today and tomorrow. Still seeing chilly temperatures overnight in the 30s. And then this weekend, mild and beautiful at 70 degrees Saturday and 72 on Sunday. In the high desert, still chilly temperatures in the morning and night, so make sure you have that jacket with you as you head out. But the afternoons, fairly warm, low 80s today and tomorrow, windy in some spots. And then this weekend, we'll be getting a little warmer in the mid-80s, reaching 90 by next Monday. Scott Reif now with a look at traffic. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning to you, Brianna. Good morning, everyone. Hey, the 5 northbound is pretty heavy. We're in Norwalk, and we're looking at the northbound 5, and that's a drive away from your screen. Southbound, there's pockets of delays, but on the northbound side, it's quite a bit worse. You can see as you make that drive all the way up towards the 605 and beyond. We'll try SkyMap 7 here. It'll lay out where the 5 is and the 605 freeway there. We'll come off of that, and you could tell the 5 northbound even past the 605 is heavy up into Commerce. And then, of course, we had that bad problem on the 101 northbound right as you leave the 5 in downtown. And that really did have an effect on the Santa Ana Freeway all the way up through Commerce. Telegraph will help as a surface street alternate for some of those delays. Let's go to a map. It's always tough on the 57 north onto the 210 freeway westbound. That's a pretty highly traveled transition, the Glendora curve. And we have an accident left lane. I think that's going to back things up for you. 57 north to the west 210. Just beware of it. Give yourself some extra time. And our Caltrans monitor in Santa Fe Springs, 605 at the 5. We're seeing a lot of congestion build on the southbound side. Pretty typical out of Pico Rivera, down into Downey, 605 south. No accidents, but starting to slow. Philip, Leslie?
All right. It usually does. Thanks, Scott. Still ahead. The traffic stop surprise this morning, making sure everybody knows that there's a deputy who's a hero this morning.
And check out this fascinating find in the hills of Simi Valley. We'll reveal what researchers found next. New this morning, an exciting find for a group from Cal State Chico's Geological and Environmental Sciences Department. Giant fossils estimated around 15 million years old were unearthed from Simi Valley. And among the incredible dig, a mid-portion of a skeleton from a sea hippo. A whale vertebrae was also recovered.
A sea hippo.
Yes,
that's kind of a cool discovery. Yeah. New this morning, a traffic stop turned into a special delivery for a deputy in Florida.
That deputy pulled a man over for going 63 in a 45 zone, but he explained his wife was in labor. Deputy Robert pounds, soon realized that that baby wasn't waiting for anybody. With the baby's head visible, the deputy grabbed gloves and a blanket from his car, and within moments, the baby girl was born. And the mom and the newborn were taken to the hospital. The deputy calls the traffic stop delivery a first in his 26-year career.
I don't know that my reaction would have been to grab a blanket and gloves. I would have said, "Let's follow me real fast." I'll turn the lights and siren.
You're not getting involved.
Exactly. Okay, if you need a haircut, you might want to consider making a trip to the spa at Pechanga Casino in Temecula.
Here we go.
And the haircut will be even better for you if it's super long, because they're holding a hair-a-thon during October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They'll be giving away free haircuts to men and women who are willing to cut at least 8 inches of hair. The hair will then be donated to use for wigs for cancer patients. The free cuts are by appointment only. And then, of course, you're already at Pechanga,
Have a little fun.
So stay a little while.
Have a little fun.